What up, Bugles? I want to welcome you to this video and to our comicsbugle channel, your go-to spot for everything omnibus and oversized. They say the May is a month of love, so today we are focusing on the most iconic power couples in the world of comics. I know. The pages of comic books have brought us many amazing, legendary, and inspiring relationships, like Reed Richards and Sue Storm, Batman and Catwoman, Green Arrow and Black Canary, Hulking and Wiccan, and so many more. So yes, it was hard to choose just three, but we did it. Of course, we would love for you to share your favorite comic book couples in the comments under the video. And now, let's dive in. Let's start with one of the most beloved couples of all times. Few comic book relationships are as iconic and emotionally resonant as the one between Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson. Their love story spans decades, packed with the heights and lows, tragedy and triumphs, and remains one of the central emotional pillars of Spider-Man's mythos. Mary Jane Watson first appeared fully in The Amazing Spider-Man issue 42 in 1966, with the unforgettable line, "Face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot." While she had been teased for several issues as a potential blind date set up by Aunt May, her charismatic debut quickly made her a fan favorite. Initially, Peter dated Gwen Stacy, but MJ was introduced as a fun, free-spirited party girl. However, over time, it became clear that there was much more depth to her character. Their relationship deepened after the tragic death of Gwen Stacy in The Amazing Spider-Man issue 121. A moment that changed Peter forever. Mary Jane, who had previously kept things lighthearted, surprised readers by staying to comfort Peter, revealing a more empathetic, serious side. Peter and MJ would go through years of will they, won't they tension, breakups, and reconciliations. In The Amazing Spider-Man annual issue 21, they finally tied a knot in what remains one of Marvel's most memorable weddings. This moment marked a shift in Peter's life, from struggling teen hero to married adult juggling responsibility and love. For many fans, the marriage was a defining part of Spider-Man's identity. But their happiness didn't last forever. In the controversial One More Day storyline, which is the finale of STRACZYNSKI's run, which was released in two beautiful omnibus books, Peter makes a deal with the demon Mephisto to save Aunt May's life, effectively erasing his marriage to MJ from continuity. Many fans were upset by this retcon, viewing it as a major regression in Peter's development. Despite the erasure of their marriage, Peter and MJ's bond remains strong through different reboots and alternate universes. In Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, a fan favorite alternate reality, Peter and MJ are not only married, but raising a daughter, showing a version of their relationship that many fans longed for. Fun fact, Mary Jane is one of the few people in Peter's life who has known his secret identity for a long time. In the post One More Day continuity, it was revealed that she discovered his secret on her own and kept it quiet, understanding the burden he carried. Another notable issue is The Amazing Spider-Man 259, where MJ reveals her troubled childhood and the pain behind the outgoing persona. It's a powerful moment that deepens the emotional connection between her and Peter. Over the years, MJ has been more than just a love interest. She's been Peter's emotional anchor, his most trusted confidant, and a woman with her own agency and ambitions. From modeling to acting to working at Stark Industries. Their relationship has evolved through decades of storytelling, surviving retcons, alternate timelines, and reboots. Whether they are together or apart, the love between Peter Parker and Mary J. Watson remains one of the most compelling romances in comic book history. The relationship between Apollo and Midnighter is not just one of the most celebrated romances in comics. It's a landmark in LGBTQ representation. First introduced in Stormwatch before fully blossoming in The Authority, their love story blends superhuman action with genuine emotional depth. Apollo and Midnighter debuted in Stormwatch issue 4 under writer Warren Ellis and artist Brian Hitch. Initially inspired by Superman and Batman archetypes, Apollo, solar-powered and noble, and Midnighter, a brutal strategic fighter, began as teammates in the cover superhero team Stormwatch Black. It was in The Authority, a Western series that followed Storm's fall, that their relationship truly took center stage. Unlike many superhero couples who spent years in will they one day limbo, Apollo and Midnighter were immediately presented as partners, both on and off the battlefield. Their bond felt authentic and earned, forged through shared trauma, brutal missions, and mutual respect. By the end of The Authority, they were married, and The Authority issue 29, they even adopted a daughter named Jenny Quantum, a powerful spirit of the 21st century. This was groundbreaking. A married gay superhero couple raising a child in a mainstream comics. And they weren't written as a novelty. They were fierce, loving, and deeply human. Midnighter's violence contrasted beautifully with Apollo's compassion, creating a balanced and compelling dynamic. Fans, and me amongst them, loved their banter, their loyalty, and the fact that they never needed to hide who they were. But, like any relationship, they had its rough patches. In later comics, especially after the New 52 reboot, their marriage was erased, and they were introduced as exes with complicated feelings. In Midnighter series by Stephen Orlando, we see a version of Midnighter post-breakup, trying to find himself while still clearly affected by his past with Apollo. Their emotional reunion came in Midnighter and Apollo, a 6-issue miniseries that put their bond back in the spotlight. When Apollo is killed and his soul is dragged to hell, Midnighter embarks on a brutal, mythic journey to save him. The series is a love letter to their relationship. Brutal, romantic, and unflinching. It's about fighting for the person you love, no matter the odds. Their story is one of pain, love, sacrifice, and survival. Through reboots, deaths, and retcons, their bond remains iconic, a symbol of strength, love, and defiance in the face of adversity. Whether married, dating, or separated, Apollo and Midnighter continue to stand as one of the most compelling couples in superhero comics. I just can't end this shortlist with any other couple. The romance between Lois Lane and Superman is one of the most enduring love stories in comic book history. A relationship that has withstood alien invasions, multiversal crises, and countless reboots. Is the beating heart of Superman mythology and has evolved dramatically over the decades, growing from a one-sided crush to a rich, equal partnership. Lois Lane debuted in Action Comics issue 1, the very same issue as Superman himself. A fearless reporter for the Daily Planet, Lois was sharp, ambitious, and completely uninterested in a mild-mannered Clark Kent. However, she was instantly drawn to the Superman, the mysterious Man of Steel who always seemed to swoop in at the right time. For decades, that classic love triangle between Clark, Lois, and Superman drove many storylines. Lois loved Superman, but dismissed Clark as weak and awkward, unaware that they were one and the same. This dynamic was played for comedy and drama, particularly in the Silver Age, with many stories featuring Lois attempting to prove Superman's identity or trick him into marriage. But as comics matured, so did Lois. She became more than just a romantic interest. She was a brilliant journalist, a moral compass, and someone who could challenge Superman on an intellectual and emotional level. In Superman issue 75 in 1992, during the famous Death of Superman arc, Lois's grief over Clark's death added emotional gravity to the event. Their love felt real, not just mythic. A major turning point came during the late 90s and early 2000s when Clark finally revealed his secret identity to Lois. This led to their engagement and eventual marriage in Superman: The Wedding Album in 1996, a celebratory issue where the entire DC universe came together to witness their union. For many fans, this was the relationship at its best. Two equals supporting each other's mission, with Lois proving time and again that she didn't need superpowers to be a hero. Of course, the relationship hasn't always been smooth. The New 52 reboot in 2011 erased their marriage, positioning Lois and Clark as estranged co-workers while Superman dated Wonder Woman. Many fans rejected this change, and DC eventually restored the classic couple during the Rebirth era with Superman Rebirth issue 1. This version of the couple even had a son, Jonathan Kent, who has since grown into a hero in its own right. And you can find this story in a fantastic Superman by Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason omnibus. Really recommended this one. Their dynamic today is stronger than ever. Lois is no longer in the dark. She is Clark's partner in life and in journalism. She's faced kidnapping, political threats, and cosmic chaos, yet remains unshaken. Her unwavering belief in truth mirrors Superman's belief in hope, making them the ultimate power couple. From unrequited crushes to raising a super son, Lois and Clark have proven that even in a world of gods and monsters, love, honest, grounded, and human can be the most powerful force of all. So this was the greatest power couple in a comic book world, and you can find many stories with them in our eShop, comicsbugle.com, your friendly neighborhood comic book shop in Europe. Accept the great catalog of collected, deluxe, and absolute editions, epic collections and omnibuses. We guaranteed you eco-friendly Hulkproof packaging, free shipping in whole EU, an option to pre-order your comic book now and pay for it later. You can also split full price to 4 separate payments, because we know how expensive these books can be. So check it out, comicsbugle.com. You can find that link below this video. And that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out any further videos. In our comment section, let us know what are the topics or books you'd like to see in our videos. And see ya, Bugles!